fighter. When they welcome me, they say they were liberator. But when they eat man, they tease man. What kind of people they so?
They are freedom fighters.
What kind of people they so?
They are freedom fighters.
You freedom fighter.
Okay. What a pleasant good morning, Liberia, whatever you are. This is the program Issues in the Society. We're here again this Friday to discuss some of those issues that are trending in our country. And how do we move our country, Liberia, forward? How do we put our country on the right path and trajectory as compared to other countries in the sub-region in the world as a whole? So we're going to be discussing some of those trending issues here this morning. My name is Newton Tukba, along with Mr. Masale, who is in the U.S. And, of course, he's right here. He has joined us already. He's always on the show. And so that we can be able to see how we can be able to discuss some of those issues that are confronting Liberia and Liberians as a whole. So we'll take another break, take a short break to be right back. When we come back, we go directly. I will introduce our talking points this morning. Then we join Mr. Masale as we move on with the program this morning. Once again, my name is Newton Tukwa. I'm sitting here in place of Stephen Condon, who is unable to be here due to some, circumstances. Yes, so we take a break to be back just now.
Killing our children.
They are freedom fighters.
Freedom fighter, you destroy our country.
They are freedom fighters.
Ayo, 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 ayo. Ayo, yo, ayo, 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 ayo. Ayo, 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 ayo. Ayo. Music.
So welcome back, and like I said, welcome back. So quickly we move to our talking points, those issues that will be discussed on today's edition of the program. Firstly, we'll be looking at the Airport Authority reports on the electoral issues there at the RRA. We'll be looking at that. And following the airport issues, we'll also be looking at the insecurity of the country. As you may be aware, I think that was reported on our news that, a little boy, was allegedly killed by an unknown individual. He was wrapped up in a black plastic bag at the police academy community. Yeah, and not just that, all of mysterious deaths, disappearances, yes, and the list goes on. So we'll look at that, and we'll also look at Councillor Tewon Gonglo response to the majority bloc. The Liberian renowned lawyer has condemned the action of the majority bloc lawmakers, condemning it, saying that their actions has the proclivity to undermine Liberia's democracy. So that response by Councillor, Liberia renowned lawyer, Councillor Tewon Gonglo, will look at that. And lastly, we'll look at the planned demolition of the PHP park. But there are some controversy concerning this information. The government is saying that they are not going to demolish the park, but there is a portion of the park where the monuments are constructed. They said that's the basement where the cable, the fiber cable from the sea and the one from Eland where they meet, the basement. So I think there's a hole that have been dug there, but we will find that information this morning to inform you as to exactly what's happening relative to the Liberia Telecommunications Authority, trying to reroute the fiber cable, pipe, and they have attributed the disruptions to the internet service due to the construction of the PHP parks. But we'll look at that. Yesterday, we followed the statement from the Deputy Public Affairs Minister at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism, Daniel Sano, who provided some information relative to that. So we'll look at that. So shortly, without wasting your time, I will go over to Mr. Masale, who is pretty seated to join us this morning as we move on with this discussion. Mr. Masale, I would like to say good morning, sir.
Good morning, Newton, and good morning, Mama Liberia. This is Aliyu Masale from Baltimore, Maryland. I'm glad to be here this morning, this Friday morning on issue in the society. Assalamu alaikum to all my Muslim brothers in Nigeria and around human right. Once again, I'm glad to be here this morning.
Thank you so much, and thank you. Welcome to the show.
Okay, to the talking point this morning, as you said, we had some issue to discuss about our country, and as to our listeners, when you are listening to the program, yes, we appreciate you taking your time to listen to the program, and at the end of the day, you will to make your own input on the show. Make sure you always lower your monitor. It disturbs our ear a lot, so that you cut off. And also to our Unity Party brother, sister, ANC, whosoever you want to call, maybe on some of these things, you want to say something, or you have to be polite, because here we don't, if you will call here, we're going to cut you off. We are not here to be respectful to one another. So when you call, you have to be respectful, how you express yourself, whatsoever you want, in defense of the government or whatsoever. So to the issue, I think we saw what happened at the RIA, where in the Brussels airline landed, and we saw the whole airport went dark. You see, and this is something that is not good for our country. Even though yes, we have been experiencing this over the time, where in our airport, I think I remember one time the runway went dark again, and this is not for our country as an international airport, where in people are coming in, we get people that live in the country from different countries, and people are coming into the country from different countries as well. To be experiencing such a thing is not good for our country. Being the oldest country in West Africa, I think we should have an airport that is up to standard, instead of having an airport that is not up to standard and is not even well upgraded at international level. Like sometimes you even say get to RIA, where when we get to other airports around the world, you have free internet service. You can be there talking with your family, this and that. But even the Wi-Fi, we don't have it at RIA. I remember I went there, have to see somebody coming. For me, I don't know if other people experience it, to even give me the Wi-Fi and the coaching family small thing so I can connect you to the airport Wi-Fi. I was the what? Where other international airport, the moment we get there, we take off our phone and thing immediately, and Wi-Fi just appear. We start talking to whosoever we want to talk to. These are some of the things. Like now, seeing this airport of Brussels airline landing, and you see the whole airport being dark, and we get a statement from the airport authority telling we the Liberian people and the world at large that the reason why they experienced the electric shut off from the airport, it was because birds feeding on the wires at the airport, which was the transformer whatsoever that make the airport to go die. When did you experience that birds were feeding on the wires at your international airport? When did you experience that? As a well-trained people, this government, the well-educated government with all the experienced people, you people been over there, so you want to tell me it was just that day that you people experienced that birds have been feeding on the wires at the airport? So this is just no excuse. This is very, very childish of the government to come up with such excuse for why the airport went dark, where we have an international flight, Brussels Airlines, that fly all in the world, one of the biggest international flights in the world, to land in your country and have such a terrible experience. And then the government is telling us, because birds have been feeding on the wires and what have you. this was very, very childish, or this was a poor excuse, and this just shows how irresponsible such a government is. No responsible government will come up with such an excuse or to say to the world out there, because anything we do in Liberia, it doesn't stay in Liberia, it go across the world. Other people are listening to it. So now, Brussels Airline, I've been flying on Brussels, and when we pick up from here, we go to Brussels. And when we pick up from Brussels, we land in Sierra Leone. There are passengers in Sierra Leone going to other part of the world, different. And Brussels, we pick up these passengers, and then lastly land in Liberia. And when they land in Liberia, they pick up passenger from Liberia. When they pick up from Liberia, we head straight back to Brussels. From there, now you get your transit wheresoever country you are going to. So just to tell you that those people that were on that flight, they were not only Liberians that were on that flight. There were people from different countries that were on that flight. So coming to Liberia and then seeing the airport going down, that alone, it's not something good for our country. Those people that experience, what are they going to say about our country? You see, and now you are telling our breastfeeding feeding all these wires at the airport. Is that an excuse? God forbid. What is something worse were to happen that people lose their lives? Is that what our government was going to tell their family? Yes, our condolences to those people who lost their life. The reason why our airport went down, there have been breasts that have been feeding on the wires at the airport that caused the whole airport to go die. That's why we're going to tell people, family, after losing their lives. This is so sad for our country. Why if Brussels was to come to Liberia to be few before they leave the country, and such a thing happened, wherein they couldn't even still learn, and they had to reroute maybe to go back to Sierra Leone that is close to us, and they don't even have people in a plane that could fly to Sierra Leone, and such a thing happened. What was going to happen to those people on the flight? Was that what our government was going to tell people the reason why Brussels couldn't land? Because there's been on the wires and that shut down the whole place. Brussels was forced to turn around to go back to Sierra Leone, and they never have few that could reach them to Sierra Leone. And so thing happened because they were to come Liberia to get a few. This is so sad for the country. This report, this statement, the airport authority was very childish. It was that's an irresponsible way of responding to such situation. And I think it is time that the government, they need to already see what to do as soon as possible to avoid such a thing from happening again.
Oh, I think Mr. Masale slipped
I'm
off.
I'm here. Sorry for that.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. You live, sir.
Yes, I'm sorry for that. You see, so this was not anything good for our country. The last time we saw the president going to the airport, he went to receive generators from, I think, John Mahama brother or whosoever. Where are these generators? You have people sitting at the airport there making big salaries, furnishing their offices with thousands of dollars, and they will sit to that airport and squander all the money that put fuel in those generators instead of you people seeing what to do, and then you're telling all that breasts have been feeding on these wires. So the people, where is Darius DeLong when this thing happened during the previous administration, during President Weah time, and he was like, the government were irresponsible, these people were fired. So why is President Bouaka going to do? Is he going to fire these people as well? Where is Mo Adi? Where is Josh Lobo? They came with all kinds of reckless statements when it happened during the previous administration. Why are you people silent now? You come out and speak. It happened in the previous administration, and today it happened in your administration. During George Weah time, you people were calling on the president to fire those people because they were irresponsible. They were not able to make the airport. So what are you people going to tell President Bouaka right now about what airport? Do he fire these people too? So this from the authority, it was very, very childish, irresponsible, and reckless. these people, and you see other people over there trying to say, oh yes, or the people inherited the airport like that. That problem was from the CDC government. When is this government going to take responsibility? They show how irresponsible you people are, because you never want to take responsibility of anything. So for this airport issue, the government had to already step in. That's for international airport. That's the only airport we have people coming in, people leaving. So they should see what to do. This is the most experienced government. I think we all qualified and experienced people. So we expect Liberia to be a better country under Barkai administration. So we don't want to see such a thing happening again, because that's zero risk to people's life that were on our flight. You see, when we get on flight, we say our Lord's Prayer, give our life to God till we can touch down. So coming to touchdown after flying all around to have such an experience, it even scares you even to leave. I had such an experience when I pick up from Liberia before learning to Mali. The experience that I had before down, when I got to America, I started to get on the flight. But the next weekend, I was on another again. So it is not easy when we are up there. It's terrible, and for you to have such an experience. So we expect this government to be as responsible as they said they are a responsible government. So I don't know, Newton, if you have something to say about that.
Yes, Mr. Masale, just like what you were saying, and it shows definitely it shows how irresponsible and reckless this government is. And I like how you put it. You put it rightly by saying that when is this government going to take responsibility? Because they always they're shifting responsibility on previous governments and SYZ and what have you. And I listened to the Minister of Information, Geraldine McPeer, on the last press briefing. I think that was on Tuesday, when he said, in fact, the very night the situation took place, at the RIA, he was on the flight, the Brussels airline. They came from Freetown. They came from Brussels. They went to Freetown. From Freetown, they were on their way to Liberia when the flight management announced that they were not going to receive their luggages on grounds that the airport was dark, but the terminal was lighted. So they landed, and in fact, the reason why Brussels airline have to sleep the next day before they pick up, there was a strike action in Brussels. So the management of the flight agreed that they were going to sleep in Liberia that very night until the next day before they can go back to Brussels. What does situation in Brussels, a strike action, has to do with airline? That was the excuse he was providing. That there was a situation, there was a strike action taking place in Brussels. Is it because of that Brussels airline, the airport was in darkness? Is it because of that Brussels did not pick up the very night Brussels had to sleep? Is it making sense? Is it being rational as the spokesperson of the government? Is it convincing Liberians that yes, there is a situation rationally? Does it speak to rationality? I listen to, and you're right, Mr. Mazare, I listened to Geraldine McPeer. And that was a response. That was the clarification he provided. That in fact he was on a plane from Brussels. He was on a plane at the spokesperson from Brussels, and he saw the entire area was dark. But he said in fact the runway was lighted. And what brought about the lighting off of the runway is because there was a similar situation experience in the past, that led to the airport management trying to, instituting the measure that the runway, whether there's electricity or not, the runway will have, constant electricity. Why wasn't that important that the same way you are able to institute a measure that the runway, have constant electricity, that the runway does not go out of electricity? It's always on. There's always light. Why can't you institute the same measure that the airport do not or does not go out of electricity? Why can't you institute the same measure as government? And those were the people sitting and criticizing president. We are government, president. We are like this, like you said, DeLong. I remember a similar situation like that happened. The very DeLong were there criticizing the government. Or how the government were irresponsible, XYZ. But this is the responsible government now that you claim. That this government is irresponsible. This government is so responsible. The government was going to, address the bread and butter issue of Liberia and Liberians. but we are experiencing the worst. Definitely, Mr. Masale, we are definitely experiencing the worst when it comes to the government. Liberia's only international airport, the Rabat International Airport. What does it mean for Liberia? What reflection it has on us as Liberians and on our country? The day you have left Liberia, maybe you went to one other country, and maybe some of those people who were on the flight, and maybe you having an interaction with them. So, I remember, which country do you come from? You say, I come from Liberia. You can see that kind of that dent. Yeah, you can see that kind of dent on the country and on its citizens. You can see the dent, that kind of tinted, character, that kind of negative reflection. Oh, Liberia, I remember I was traveling to, XYZ country, but that very night we landed at the airport, your Rabat International Airport. Your country, what is the government doing? What's going on in your country? Yes, that was so sad. That was so pathetic. So it's not good for our country. And I think the Boubacar Koune administration should be able to address the bread and butter issue. And this is what they promised the Liberian people that they was going to do. So it's not about shifting blame that this previous government we inherited. You inherited it, yes, because the reason why you came to the presidency, because you saw all of these things before coming to the presidency. And you went to the Liberian people during campaign period and said, because of the inexpertise of the government, or because of XYZ, as you claim, we are coming to fix it. So you have come to fix it because you saw the errors. So it's nothing surprising to you, nothing strange to you. You told the Liberian people that yes, you're going to change it, you're going to bring heaven to earth. You're going to bring the bread and butter issue. This government does not able the situation in the country. The government is not responsible to take a whole leadership of the country. So the part of the government under President Joseph Boakai, the 80-year-old man, was coming to fix everything here. So why is it all they all languishing all around, giving excuses, saying they want SYZ? You listen to people who claim to be a spokesperson of government, providing unfunded information to the public. I really don't think it's good for our country, Mr. Masale. I truly don't believe that it's good for our country. Mm-hmm. It has bad reflection on us as citizens of Liberia. Yes, it has bad negative reflection on us as a country. How does the government face these situations? How does the government find an amicable solutions to these situations instead of shifting blames and what have you? So that I think, Mr. Masale, it's not about shifting blame. Like you said, this is Liberia's only international airport, the RIA. So the government should be able to put in measures that at least that will standardize our airport. That will standardize our airport. Made our country, let our airport be compared to other airports. I'm not talking about maybe Europe and what have you. Probably we might compare our airport to other airports in Europe and or in the West. But look at around or in the sub-region. Around us, Liberia, the ODS African nation.
Yes.
Ghana, you feel proud.
Get to Sierra Leone airport.
You feel proud. You go to other countries here. But why always Liberia? Everything is just backward in our country. Everything is just bad. So, Mr. Masale, that's my own, analysis about this situation.
As you couldn't have said it better than that. So we look up to this government that keep bringing to eye. Let's see how they are going to change. We the Liberian people lives, because we were suffering. The country was draining under their administration, and this is why the matter of rescue. So they had to rescue all the situation. 6 years is not anything short. Nobody should say 6 years as something short. No, that's a long time. Yes, even though they have wasted 1 year and they are wasting another year again, but we expect them to ready rescue us as they claim to rescue. Yes.
Yeah, definitely, Mr. Masale, you're right.
Yeah, so this issue about the insecurity in the country, we have been seeing how the country is looking. And I can always say this, and whether you like it or not, I don't care how you feel. That's my opinion. You have yours. I always say Liberia is not safe. Number one, we live in but we are traveling every day. We are experiencing different any country in the world where the rule of law has been totally broken down, where there is no respect for rule. That country is not a safe. That's the first thing. And today, Liberia, our country is not safe because the law has been totally respected. It has been down. The insecurity in the country is just so high. The level of instability in our country is so high. So we as Liberians have to be very careful how we live in that country, because the country is heavily divided. To have a president that came in, since he took power, this is like 16 months now or 15. He had never talked about reconciliation, reconcile the country, or bring everybody together, but he only focus on misusing our country resources, number one. Number two, to heavily buy with the Liberian on a daily basis. Like when I saw that garbage bag that lie on the dump site, and later on I saw when they opened it and there was a dead body in that. That alone tell you that the country is not safe. There have been so many mysterious deaths going on in the country. Children are losing, people finding body to this other area, the other part of the country where body parts and things have been extracted. There are not good in the country. And these are things that were happening during the previous administration. Those people, and they said they were coming to change all of these things. I'm going to hear this thing happening in the country. But one thing I can always say, and I will continue to say this, anything that happened in George Weah administration, it happened times 10 in Bouakai administration, not even times 2, it's times 10 in Bouakai administration. If you start seeing people, what that innocent child did, that when they kill him, wrapping all in that plastic, and you could see that plastic, like I thought it was a grown old man. See how that plastic were looking, but just for them to untie it, and then we saw that baby in that plastic. You see, so people have to be very careful. We, the parents, there, we have to be very careful when our children go to school, or we always check on them. And when you know your child's supposed to come from school by 2 o'clock and they are not home, always know when your child's supposed to be home, and always them to the school. And like us here, when your child go to school, first of all, I have to sign. Only my wife supposed to pick the children up. If my wife is not there, I have to pick them up. Nobody can go pick my children up from school. So these are things parents have to start doing. The country is not safe. Because sometimes somebody we have been experiencing this, people will go to the school and say, oh yes, I came to pick up Mary, I came to pick up John. You see, these are things our parents have to be very careful of. You have to always make sure where your children go to play, the country is not safe at all. Nobody know as to whether they were able to identify or that little boy and his parents. You see, I haven't heard anything like that. But Liberia, we have to be very careful. The country is not safe. There are so many things going on in the country. The hardship is just too much. People, children, instead of them being in school, they are in the street, they're selling. And these are things that the president promised all that people, children were never going to be seen in the street, they're selling. Our sisters and team who are always in red light, water side, and thing, he promised all that, oh yeah, 4 months from now, we are going to get Liberia. But if we are seeing like, if you can do a statistic, those children our industry selling or doing President Weah administration, our brothers and sisters, our mothers, our uncles who were selling of Monrovia, and Weah administration. If you say you are going to check today, it is time 10 in not just Joseph White administration who have been here even gone 2 years. So everything that happened in President Weah administration is happening times 10 or not days, more sophisticated and well-experienced government. Well, I would tell the people, we the Liberian people, we had to be very careful. We had to watch over our children. When I saw the way that little boy was killed and put last day, I had a bad day that day when I went to work they play on my mind because we have our family back home, we have friends, they have their children and things. And because of hardships, sometimes you go to hospital and just leave your children home. There's a lot of going on in the country. The country is not safe. Even the bigger people are getting missing, people are dying mysteriously. So it is not just all about children. Even with the big people, we have to watch over ourselves or where we go to do our hustle and thing. Liberia is not safe. The level of instability and insecurity in the country is just getting high on a daily basis. People have to be careful, even with the bigger ones, but most, especially our children, because sometimes we spend the whole day, we didn't even say eat, we slept with hunger. And in the morning, you tell your children, oh, let me go find something. You go, and probably they too, they get outside to see if they could go to Auntie Mary's house when her children are eating so they can get something to eat. Happen. So we had to be very, we know the rescue, or when they say rescue for them, it is on the opposite of hardship they came to, for more suffering and with the Liberian people than ever before. But the country is not safe. Let's watch over our children, most especially our children are our future. We have to watch over them. They go to school, who pick them up, and when they're supposed to be home, when they are not home, immediately we should be reach out to the school. It's not home as soon, and you have to go there and know what is going on. Because that's what we do here. That's why Liberia, we cannot compare Liberia to America. Yes, but our children, they move home, that they have phone. My children phone I program it. I know when they are school or and I put their phone on for my phone, I put it on for them. So I know when I saw them to check on them that they are home. Those that I know they come home by themselves, and for the smaller ones, their mother supposed to pick them up. So Liberia is not. Let's watch over our children, and we the bigger people have to watch over ourselves as well. Where we go, when we come home, and when we leave our houses to go out. The country is not safe. There are a lot of dead found all in the street during those days, during Joshua administration. They spoon radio, even in the street, they will put it over air. They flag that Joshua killed the mosquito. But today we are not seeing the spoon, but to be making an announcement for all these bodies that are on it, all this mysterious. But this were the lies propaganda they used to come to power, probably because they were the one carrying on all of those things that were happening in the country just to make the image of the weird nation to look back to the outside world. But today it has. For that issue, that's what I have to say. Let's watch over ourselves and our children because the country is not safe. That's it. There.
Yeah. So, Mr. Masale, you are 100% right, very right, and I like how you put it, and we still come back to this administration. This administration is completely inept. Honestly, this administration, President Boakai presidency, is completely inept. The presidency is inept on grounds that the president does not have that kind of leadership ability. And this is the president who claimed that he was experienced, he was qualified, he has the requisite education, he has the impetus and pedigree that he would have been able to shift the paradigm of Liberia. But today, we're seeing the worst. Liberia is bleeding. Like you said, everyone is seeing it as glaring. You do not need a rocket scientist to tell you that Liberia is bleeding. You do not need a rocket security to tell you that there's the insecurity in this country is on a high rate. You do not. Everybody is experiencing it. Like we're talking about the little boy. Yes, unidentified due to the decomposed state of the corpse. Up to now, investigation are still ongoing, and no perpetrator has been found. investigation. And in fact, quite recently again, there was another, a body found, a boy, I think a school going boy, I think from the 10th grade, one school around the Doaz on Arabo Fee Highway. In less than 2 weeks, you find it, yeah, children, body, yeah, students. So that, and we carry that news. So when we put that story again, a few days later, again, we see another boy, being wrapped, a mutilated body being wrapped in a plastic and blah blah blah, and being disposed at the dump site at the police academy area there in Painesville. This is so sad for our country. It's sad for our country. It does not tell a good image about our country. It read it. It doesn't. It doesn't. Liberia is bleeding. We need a leader who will be innovative, an exemplary leader who has the impetus and pedigree to move our country forward. But these very people came. The reckless people that came and said they're going to bring heaven down. They were all around here. 2023 campaign. Kevin Lags. Deceptions. Telling the Liberian people that in fact the government was like this, the government the government is like this, the government is like that. President Weah government was not correct, the government was not good, the government was incapable, XYZ. They had lots to say about President Weah. Today they have been caught up in the web. They have been caught up in the web, as you can see today. Where are we today? Where are we today? In fact, the worst things are happening as compared to President Weah's administration. The worst things are happening as compared to Weah's administration. And you said that you're going to bring heaven down. You're going to address the bread and butter issue. You're going to build, skyscrapers, the O'Hare Bridge. You'll bring free education. All the universities, public universities will be free of charge. People will take free treatment. There will be free jobs at the different hospitals and what have you. And yet they say, Liberians are struggling. They are dying on a daily basis. You go to JFK, nothing. But now, if you look at the budget now, the money that has been put there for the presidency, for Joseph Boakai, there are several millions of dollars just for President Boakai as an individual. When you have millions of Liberians who are dying for minor sicknesses, there's no drugs at various hospitals, clinics, nothing. They are dying. We have struggling parents who do not have money to even send their children to school. What is the government doing to address some of these situations? What is the government doing to intervene? Government has a responsibility to its citizens. You have a responsibility to take care of your citizens. You may not do all, but that's why you have to institute the kind of policies, like my boss was saying the other day. So the different policy they have, self-driven policy, and the one that reflect on individual and people's driven policy. And like AB put it the other day. So this policy about President Joseph Boakai is self-driven policy, because everything that is happening in the country is about President Boakai's benefits. What's going to benefit him? So it's self-driven. So his policy is self-driven, not people's driven. So because it does not have the kind of impact on the citizen, on majority of the citizen. What's the trickle-down effect that you think the people are experiencing from President Boakai's presidency? The people are struggling. The people are dying. The people are suffering. So there's a self-driven policy. And that's what the president is doing, President Boakai. The Boakai-Kun administration, that's what they are doing to the Liberian people. The Liberian people are now feeding the pinch. They are ready now feeding the pinch. It's a serious situation. Mysterious disappearances all around, ritualistic killings, sexual and gender-based violence on the increase. And those were things that they said they were going to change upon their ascendancy at the level of the presidency. Yet and still, we're still seeing the worst things happening here. People dying here, there, and people killing people, and most especially students and XYZ. Ritualistic killings all around the place, mysterious disappearances all around the place. It's a bad situation. Very terrible situation for our country. Liberia is actually bleeding. We need to stand up as a country. We need to stand up as a people to move our country forward. Nobody can do it for us. We have to do it for ourselves. There will not be anybody other than Liberians to change the narrative. We have a responsibility to change the narrative. And how do we change these situations? Some of those situations, how do we change it? It's about how the manner and form we make decisions. We have the power. Article 1 of the Constitution talks about, the power being inherent in the people. So we are the people. We are the citizens. We have the power. We decide who to give the power to. All power is inherent in the people. All free government are instituted by the authority. They have the right to alter. So we have the right to institute. We have the right to remove. We have the power. According to our Constitution, the Constitution gives us that power, that authority. Yes, that we have the power. We decide who to be president. We decide who not to. If we are fed up with you, we go to the ballot box, we make decision that yes, indeed, we are fed up. You are not going the way you're supposed to go. You are not leading the country the right way, in the right path or trajectory. There's a need that we change you. We remove you. So that's why when we're making decisions and doing electoral periods, those decisions should have trickle-down effect on our country and on us as citizens. Because if we do not make those good or rational decisions during electoral period or electioneering period, and at the end of the day, after elections, what's going to happen is that we, the same citizens, will sit again and start a crowd. And we feel the pinch, because after you should have elected those people in positions, they are there for a certain period. Once they are telling you does not expire, they will be there. You can't do nothing your crowd until their 6 year finishes. Until they absorb their 6 years. So it's not good for our country, Mr. Mazara. It's very serious situation. Disappearances. It's so pathetic, it's so sad, so pathetic. And I want to attribute this to the President Bouakas, his resident spirit. I say resident on grounds that he does not take action. He's reluctant. Everything that's going on, he's just reluctant. I don't know what's happening. I don't know, because of the age of of the mentality or what. I don't know. I just don't know. Because of a resident spirit. People who are resident and people who are reluctant, they do not take action. Anything that happens, they just sit down and you say, yes, okay, go ahead, yes. As a leader, you do not do that. Don't do that. As a leader, you should be innovative, you should be rational, you should be decisive to take decision. Once things are not going right, you should be decisive, take decision. You should take decision that will be able to impact or that will be able to affect positively your citizens, the people you govern. That's why they elected you. So Liberia, seriously, Liberia is seriously bleeding. We need to stand up. We need to fight for our country. We need to redeem our country. We need to get our country back. We need to portray the kind of image to the outside world that yes, Liberia, after 14 years of civil unrest in our country, now we have come back. We have reconsolidated. And it's time that we hold together in one accord to put our country on the right path and trajectory. There was a war in Uganda between the Hutus and the Tutsi to the Paul Kagame. What's happening there? Paul Kagame now has developed that country. And now in Africa, Uganda is one of the funniest countries in the world.
Everybody want to go there now.
Everybody wants to go. Just what you said, Mr. Master. Everybody wants to go to Uganda now. Everybody. There was a genocide in Uganda between the Hutus and the Tutsi. We read that. And we followed that closely. Where about 250,000, approximately 250,000 lives were lost. But today, look at Rwanda, coming from war, civil unrest in the country. How did they manage? What innovation? Why can't we follow some of those examples that will help us as a country? Look at Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traoré, a young man like that, 30 some years, a young man. Look at his age, 30 some years, somebody in their 30s, early 30s, a young man. Look at the kind of innovation. Ibrahim Traoré, there are factories all around. They are manufacturing onions, tomatoes, different companies, different factories being built. Honor this young man. And we have 80-year-old man who claims that he has all of the experience. He's qualified, he's experienced, he's qualified. And that was why they told the Liberian people that they're not going to change the narrative. They're going to change the things around. Because President Bouaka has 42 years experience in government, he knows about the Liberian people problem. So why is it that he's not addressing the Liberian people problems? Why is it that the Liberian people are still suffering? They are still in extreme poverty. They are still in abject poverty. When he knows about all of these things, he has worked in government for 42 years, coming to the presidency, different ministries and agencies prior to his ascendancy at the level of the presidency. The last position he ever served before his ascendancy at the presidency was the vice presidency. So what he does not know about the presidency? For 12 years, he was vice president under President Sirleaf. So he must have known almost everything about the presidency. So today coming to the presidency and we're still experiencing that level of deceit, that level of inexpertise from the 80-year-old man is a serious problem for our country. It's so pathetic. So that's my own understanding analysis about the issue about mysterious disappearances and ritualistic killings, Mr. Masale. Mr. Masale, are you there? Mr. Masale?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
That's my own, understanding about and my own analysis about the issue about disappearances, mysterious killings, and all of that.
Yes, you see, last yesterday there, our country, people just had to be careful with our children and even ourselves because the country is not safe right now. Everybody knows that Liberia is not safe because everything that happened during George Weah administration is standing Bouaka administration in jail less than 2 years. So why is it going to happen when he go for 6 years? So we just have to be very, very careful. Yes, less than 2 years. If you see the amount of death that have occurred in the country, mysterious death, all of these things, you can't even say reach to George Weah 6 years, just in less than 2 years. So we just have to be careful. That's
seriously, Mr. Masale, seriously.
The issue about Tawen Gonglo talking about what is happening in the House of Representatives. Yes, he said it right. But one thing I'm always thinking of and I'm confused. Tawen Gonglo, you said that Joseph Boakai was not competent to be president. And even George Weah, you said, he was misleading the country. He wasn't leading the country the right way. So even yourself, you were running as president. When the election went to second round, and you sat down, you look at George Weah, you look at Mr. Boakai, and you decided to support Mr. Boakai. Yes, that's your choice. Everybody have their choice who to support. But one thing I can always tell people, Tawen Gonglo, you've been in Liberia, you've been around all your life in that country. Looking at Joseph Boakai, 42 years in government, 12 years as vice president. What did President Boakai achieve for himself? All these places Boakai work, when you go to LPMC, you go to Agriculture Ministry, what are his achievement records? What did he achieve? What did he do there? Why he rather changed that? What can he tell the Liberian people when I went to LPMC, this is what I did there. When I worked to the Agriculture Ministry, this is what I did. When I served as vice president, I was able to do this. I was able to do that. There's no
achievement record of this old man. Nothing he achieved through all his life. 12 years as vice president, he came back and told we the Liberian people that they squander all of the opportunities they had. Where were you? You were vice president. You tell all that you guys squander all the opportunities you had, and you were vice president. What did you do when you were working with Madam Sandy and people had opportunity that you could make use of? And you telling all that you was an old car parking in the garage, so there was nothing you can do. And today people will say, oh yes, vice president, there is nothing you can do unless the president gave you instruction. And it's just like when I listened to James Barney, when he said President Waka was spineless, he don't have the ability to lead the country, they are surprised. Why should you come out and say this thing, James Barney? All the time you've been in Liberia there, you are a senator, you know Joseph Waka, all the time of his life, he don't have no achievement record, all his places of work, nothing he achieved there, nothing at all. This Liberian people, he's leaving unknown. Amen, God. And now look at this kind of man. You say, oh yes, he's the best man. Josh Weah is destroying the country. He the one coming to rescue us. Why have he rescued someone before in his life? What has Joseph Waka done before that you can point at? You say, oh yes, at this other place, this was going on there when Joseph Waka went there, he was able to settle it. This other place, Joseph Waka went there, he was able to do it. So I think this man can lead this country. But all because we have some bunch of people who cannot live without a government job, and they feel that, oh yes, to back up George Weah administration, and they know Joseph Waka, his brain is joining down like his vice president said, so we can use this old man to come and rip this country off. And that was all. Some of these people are double dare them today. Tell them if they are a manager of their own company, tell them, say, oh yeah, we want you to hire Joseph Waka to serve in this company. They will never ever hire him there. If they have their own company, they are serving there as CEO and manager. They will not hire him there because he knows nothing about leadership. He knows nothing about governing, anything. Anywhere Joseph Waka go is a disaster. Anywhere Joseph Waka go is a calamity. They were never going to hire him. All the years they been working, even the country is coming from local country. Where Songa, what have he done for the people of local country or even his own district? No achievement record. This man, he's spineless. James Barney, you should know that if somebody can work in government for 42 years with no achievement record, right down there, know that he's spineless. But you people still went ahead and supported him because your hate for Josh Weah. This is why led us to where we are today and see what we are going through. So when Gongo, if you come in to say what is happening in the house, yes, what is happening in the house, Joseph Waka has caused everything because Joseph Waka killed with the intention to enrich himself and his family and those surrogates are around him. So at the end of the day, what he did today was to give Samuel Koga money. He said, go and disable the House of Representatives to remove Native Kopa unconstitutionally, illegally, so that we can be able to rip this country up. Joseph Waka was the one that gave the money to Samuel Koga name. Say, you pay people 25,000. Just get TDC lawmaker on your side. Anywhere Joseph Waka go is a calamity. It's a destruction. He destroyed. Today, everything that is happening in the house is caused by Joseph Waka. You don't need a rocket scientist to tell you. Joseph Waka, you work in government for 42 years. Justice is the one that's supposed to interpret Supreme Court ruling. That today they say, oh yes, based on the opinion between justice, we are going to work with it. And you, the executive, you put her under it. That's the experience. We expect you to know better. We expect you to know this thing. So everything that happened in the house, Joseph Waka masterminded it. He supported it, and he's still supporting it. But we wait and see. Let Supreme Court come out with a ruling. All we know, you don't. Even a 4-year-old dollar, when we explain to her what is happening in Liberia now, he will tell you say Fonati Kufa is the speaker. Even Supreme Court ruling come out, he will tell you Fonati Kufa is the speaker. And let's see Joseph Boakai telling we the Liberian people he will not work with him. And there a majority block that he misusing our country resources on. Let us say they will not step aside and let Joseph Boakai support them. So Tawen Gonglo, you people brought this upon. It was better you remain neutral. Tell your parties, your supporters, say okay, go wheresoever you want to go and save the record. Your integrity matter, your character matter. But look at someone who is spineless, somebody who doesn't have no achievement record. Anywhere you go is a disaster, and when you supported him. And today, this is the man that has come and destabilized our country. Liberia is not safe. Our country has become lawless. There is no respect for rule of law. There is no respect for our constitution that even made Joseph Boakai to be president today. He went and put a bunch of hooligans and gangsters together to destabilize our country today. You people brought this upon us. James Bani, you should have known that Joseph Boakai is spineless for the time that he worked in government for the 2 years. We have no achievement record, nothing he could achieve for himself. You should know that this man is spineless. But yet then you people went and supported him. And today, why you want to tell us? Joseph Boakai came to undermine his own government. And if this issue cannot be resolved in Liberia, Liberia will remain unsafe. I'm just sorry for our brothers, sisters, friends, relatives. They will be in our country. They don't have government connection to work in government, and they will continue selling in the street, which is very bad for our country because no investor will step in our country. If this the country Joseph Boakai, you call it, or we the diaspora Liberia to come and invest in when the country is not safe, you get gangsters and hooligans who are running our country lawlessly with yourself, then you calling us to come by. Hello. We suffer a lot for our money. We are not coming to waste it. We should come to come and invest in the country. When you misusing our country resources, who is after telling us you can ride wheelbarrow to go to work? Today you using millions of dollars to buy bulletproof car. For what reason? Why you want to prove? Anything George we are doing, you want to do it times 10. Did you see George we are misusing our country money like that? Is this the rescue? So Tawen Gonglo, you said it right, but you people brought this upon us. James Bani, you said it right, but you have all brought this upon us. For the fact that Joseph Boakai can work in government for 42 years, we have no achievement record. Right down there, you should know that he's spineless. What he did when he joined his or whatsoever, he destroyed them. And today, this is how he's destroying our country. So that's just what I want to say on for what Councillor Tawen Gonglo said.
All right. So, Mr. Masale, thank you so much, and I appreciate you so much for your own analysis about Gonglo's assertions about the self-start or self-proclaimed majority bloc lawmakers. And this is something I want to say. I want to blanket a little bit about the Bible. And I remember in the days of old, I think Egypt, when God sent leader, and the people say they don't want that leader, they want to choose their own leader. This is just the clear manifestation of what happens after you want to choose, who you want instead of who God wants. So I remember the case of Samuel. Saul. When Saul was a king. Saul, and not before Saul there was Samuel, and the people of Egypt, was it Egypt or Israel? But I'm sure Egypt. Yes, and the people said they didn't want Samuel, they want Saul, and God chose Samuel to become king of that nation, and the citizen refused. God said, okay, no problem, I will not impose leader because I believe that I'm your creator. I am deciding because I look at the heart of leader. So what I'm looking at, you are not looking at that. So since I'm sending you leader, and you're saying that you don't want that leader, you want to choose your own leader, I will give you the opportunity to go ahead so you can have an experience for yourself. and they went ahead. They said they don't want Samuel. Yes, they don't want Samuel, they want Saul. Who they wanted was Saul, King Saul. God said, okay, no problem. You don't want Samuel. God said, Samuel, go sit down, go have a rest, my son. The people say they want their own leader, they want King Saul. Let King Saul carry them. Let King Saul lead them. So King Saul led them. King Saul, the leader, they said they wanted, King Saul took them to war. And that's for several years. So King Saul said, okay, say I wanted me. You learn lesson. So I just trying to give a scenario which is, directly on the synonymous to what's happening in our country now. So they said they wanted King Saul. King Saul was there. King Saul became king. King Saul took them to war for several years. And those very people who told God that they never wanted Samuel, they wanted their own king, they wanted King Saul. King Saul was too handsome, almost like, yeah, Joseph Parker, man, experience, they may get for it. So, they was giving reason why they wanted the man too handsome, the man soft in talking. They see where, the public can talk, President Parker, like Liberian people, all that kind of thing. So, yeah, the public not get a problem, the man already owner. So, what you think the man want? The man already finished living your life. What you think the man want? So, like, see it happen in Egypt. They said they don't want that. They don't want Samuel. They wanted Saul. Saul took them to war. For several years, they were fighting in our country. They just fighting war. They crying. And you know what happened? What can happen when God tells you, go this way, you say you want to go your own way. When you start to cry, you will cry for long before God can come to your rescue. So that's what happened to Liberia. So say you choose your own leader. I say, you know one, and the God's choosing one. You want your own leader. Your own leader now take you to war and you crying on God. God should do that. What do you expect for God to do? What do you want for God to do? And what happening now? So they see when the crowd, God said, oh, yes. And you're crying, you're crying. When you cry, Google now, you're tired, I'll come out to you. So lastly, the very Samuel they said it in that one. After they have cried, after Saul has taken them to war for several years, there was too much suffering in the country, captivity all around, XYZ. Yes. God said, okay, at least you're not say you wanted your own person and you're not suffer some more. I said this fine now. You're finished experiencing the next time, you will not make the mistake again. So God said, Samuel, they seen Samuel, you people refuse. I will send Samuel to anoint one of Jesse's sons. So God sent Samuel to anoint one of Jesse's sons, which was David. And Samuel anointed David, David became king. And that's how their situation was handled and settled. So that is synonymous to our situation in Liberia about President Bouaka. So I'm just trying to give you that example that yes, the very Liberian people, they sat there. They said they didn't want President Weah. He's not correct. He was not doing the right thing. Blah blah blah. They wanted the 80-year-old man because he experienced XYZ and get all of the the qualifications that make up a leader. Today they bring there. They said what the public got to do? Okay, President Weah said President Weah young the man want ride flashy car. You want ride expensive vehicle in the presidency. But Joseph Parker, what did Papa not get time for bluffing again? What did he get to do? It has nothing to do. But today, this is where we are. Here we are today. When they see Papa, what he say, the man, what he say, the Papa, what he say, let the Papa ride almost $2 million car. The latest vehicle, 2025. 2025. Today, he riding a car. It's not just we are that the old man, what you say, the old man, they may not get time for material thing, he not get time for nothing. He will not ride flashy car, he will not ride expensive car. The man just want to help the Liberian people. This is President Bouaka today. And this is what we're going through today. This is what we're experiencing today. So it's a lesson that we all need to learn. That tomorrow we can be able to repeat such mistake. Because if we should repeat such mistake tomorrow or in the future, it will be so much detrimental to what it is right now. It will be detrimental to what it is right now. So we should not repeat. So to come to just, I just want to set some basis and before giving my own understanding about Gonclo's assertion. So like Mr. Masale said, Gonclo, though he opted for the presidency in the first round of the election in 2023, he wanted to become president, but that did not realize it didn't come to fruition. So later in the second round of the election, the runoff, he supported the Unity Party. So the reason why he supported the Unity Party, like Mr. Masali said, the reason is best known to him. So probably he thought that President Bouaka would have, brought him down. President Bouaka would have done his best. But sometimes what happens is that sometimes the way you see people, the way you perceive that things will happen, sometimes it happens the other way around that you don't expect. So that's why you don't see the heart of the president. What is on the president's mind? You never see it. What is in the president's heart? You never see it. But from the way the president demonstrate themselves, like in the case of Saul, because the people of that nation said Saul was, he was soft in talking, he was polite, he was quiet, he was handsome, blah, 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 blah. Those were the characteristics that they mentioned. So they said President Bouaka probably, are based on, the rumors that, President Bouaka has worked for, too many years in government. So he understands issues about governance and all of that. So on the basis of that, Councillor Gonglo thought that, President Bouaka would have, performed exceptionally. But he's not performing exceptionally. Our country is sinking. Our country is sinking. And now Councillor Gonglo has accused the majority black lawmakers of undermining the country's democracy. Yes, of undermining. He has accused them of undermining the country's democracy. And of course, he attributed their action to unconstitutional and serious threat to the country's democratic stability. So in other words, he's saying that their action has the ability to destroy the country's democracy, to bring about instability. So the country's stability that has been there, their action have undermined Liberia's democracy and and the country's stability, quote unquote, referring to their actions and stuff like that as reckless and irresponsible. So now they are speaking out, but they supported the regime. But the way they thought the regime would have gone, the regime is not going that route. So now they are speaking out now, but they're late. We can't do anything about it. It's already late. And look at our country. Liberia in the news, not for the good thing, but for the bad thing. Liberia on the news. Everywhere Liberia, people following Liberia. Even with Donald Trump talking, just a few days ago, Donald Trump talking about Liberia. What's so much about Liberia? Even Donald Trump said better about Liberia. Yes. It's because of bad leadership, bad governance, bad leadership. So Liberia everywhere in the news for bad reason. Liberia, they want to illegally remove their speaker. On the other side, Liberia, there's no electricity at the international airport. Liberia, they finding dead bodies all on the streets. Students, school going kids are going missing, disappearance in Liberia just for the bad reason. On a bad leadership. On an 80-year-old man, Joseph Bouaka. This is wrong. This is not good for our country. It's totally wrong. So like Masale says, Councillor Gonglo, these are people with good character. If you counting or if you're talking about renowned Liberian lawyers, Councillor Tewon Gonglo can never be left out. I respect him for his character. He's very transparent and what have you. But apparently he did not know that this is how President Bouaka would have led the country. So I believe on the basis of that, that's why he voted or he supported President Bouaka other than George Weah. He thought that President Bouaka, as a 80-year-old man with the perceived experience that people believe that he has, he will have done better than what is happening now in the country. But they are speaking up right now, and some of those people that supported Bouaka against President Weah, was that on the basis of President Weah's incapability? It was not on the basis that President Weah was not capable for the presidency or quote unquote, was that on the basis that President Weah was not doing the right thing for the Liberian people? It wasn't on the basis that President Weah was not carrying on infrastructure development, was not building human resource capacity. When President Weah was paying wire fees for students throughout his 6 years, his tenure, he paid wire fees, and that less the burden on parents. Today, the country is hard. Children are going to school. They're about to do national exam, and you expect parents to go and look for money. Where do they get money from? When you have this kind of situation in the country, struggling economy, there's no jobs, no work, nothing in the country. The government said it supinely. To this situation, how do you expect us how do you expect them to send their children to school? When the government is not creating an enabling environment, what is the enabling environment that the government is creating to enable those people, those parents send their children, pay their children school fees to different universities and what have you? President Weah did it. Public universities were free of charge. And the government was paying those instructors, professors. President Weah was paying, wire fees. It was not on the basis that President Weah was not doing the right thing. For me, I just see it like some of those people who supported this old man, it was on the basis of jealousy. Just petty jealousy. Because President Weah is a young man, he's president. They are not. Why isn't then it is President Weah? So they say, oh, I can be young, of the same age of President Weah. Some of them even older than President Weah. So I'm older than President Weah. They believe that they are better off. They can be president. But life is about grace. And God chose President Weah as a leader. So they say, I can support President Weah, man. A young President Weah, young. It better support the old man. They are going to make my young man be big man or he be president for the country. So it was on the basis of petty jealousy. Some of those people went against President Weah. Not on the basis of President Weah was not doing what he's supposed to do for the country. President Weah did a lot for this country. And today, those legacies are there, the marks are there. And now we're talking about the PHP Park. I think our last discussion, just to pass through, will be the issue about the PHP Park, where this government, the honored President Boakai, saying now all of the years that people have been using internet XYZ, and people are attributing the disruptions or interference in the internet service to the construction of the PHP Park. But the statement is just unfounded, reckless, and myopic by the Deputy Public Affairs Minister. That's what I said. Those people, these are people that you give them position. They do not understand the functionality of government. They sit down, they speak, they claim to be spokesperson of government. They do not know their role to play. So you get them position, they don't understand the term of reference of their position, their function. So they use platform is going to platform and ring insults. Instead of propagating the government, instead of promoting the government, they there when somebody says something about government, they go there, they insult you. And because of their mentality is about their level of understanding. So those are some of the reasons. So their behavior, the way they behave. When Dana Sano, they sit on platform talking about people, good people, good leaders, describing and saying all kinds of things. We look at it. Dana Sano, you are Deputy Minister of Public Affairs. If there's a situation about people crying, or if there's a situation about XYZ, something happening in government, I think you have a responsibility to provide the relevant information to the government. Instead of when somebody say they want a President Boakai not doing this, you go there, you say the person that did, the person that did, the person John, the person XYZ. As a responsible Deputy Public Affairs Minister, does it make sense? A person who understands their responsibility, their role as a Deputy Minister for Public Affairs, you're responsible for public issues. Is that how you address information coming from the public, emanating from the public? Are these some of the austerity measures that the government was trying to institute? We have these people try. I think Jeremy Pia is more responsible, yes, to some extent. But the understanding is causing more harm to this government. He's just really insults on people. For me, creating more harm to this government. He's not doing any well. But probably, I think he needs some tutorial. He needs to be educated as to his function as Public Affairs, Deputy Public Affairs Minister. So once he understands the functionality as to what he's supposed to do, what he's clocked with, he will definitely do it best. So, Mr. Masale, are you there? Mr. Masale? Mr. Masale, are you there? All right, so Mr. Masale will join us later. So shortly we'll go to the line to pick up calls. So let me just talk a little bit about this issue about the PHP PAC, and that's the last point of discussion this morning. The government of Liberia, through the LTA, the Liberia Telecommunications Authority. Yesterday, we listened to the very Daniel Sando. And one statement he used that, the interference or the disruptions in the internet service, is due to a controversial. So I underline the word controversial. I'm yet to understand, what he meant by controversial, the controversial construction. What is about the construction of the PHP PAC controversial by previous government, by President Weah's government? So how does the deputy minister understand the word controversial that he will make such statement that the disruptions is due to controversial construction of the PHP PAC? That's one thing. For me, I like I said, most of these things, it's just about jealousy. This current government does not want to see anything about President George Weah. So they believe that President Weah has done more, and they haven't done anything at all. So what they intend to do is that some of those good things that President Weah did in terms of infrastructure, right? Like the National Port Authority building, the Douala Market, the Visible Spoke Park, the PHP Park, and all of that. Because they believe that these are things 2029 and President Weah going to the presidency. There's nothing, or if, or whatever. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. There's no doubt about that. 2029. So they believe that the very Liberian will be judging their performance as compared to President Weah's performance. And they will be comparing what President Weah did when he was president as compared to this 80-year-old man. Because people believe that President Boubacar should even do more than President Weah. Because they say he experienced President Weah. So if President Weah went 80%, President Boubacar should go 150%. And that's what the people say. And they claim that he get experience more than President Weah. So if I somewhere, they say, oh, I'm not experienced, you experienced than me. And maybe the way I perform, then when you can't sort of perform more than me. So if President Weah constructed roads, President Weah built, 100-bedroom hospital in Bapolu County. President Weah constructed the 14 military hospital. President Weah constructed the National Port Authority building. President Weah constructed the Invisible Spoke Park. President Weah, I can just name all because there are too many developments. So when we decide to name all of those things that President Weah did, we'll not be able to live here right now. But now this government is trying to say that the construction, internet plan. You know how long they've been using internet here? You're talking about since 2011, under President Salif, when they brought the fiber cable, the internet cable. People like Brian been using internet. When the President Weah come to power, when he left power, that he said the other day, he said, oh, blah, 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 blah. Because you don't understand yourself. He said, President Weah did, the PHP Park. And that park is there. People are enjoying it. People go there to do different things. They're very Liberians today. And you go there, you say, oh, if you want to reroute the cable, the fiber cable, XYZ, the monument, there's the basement where the cable from the sea and one from Eland, where they meet the basement, there was a monument built there. And you say they advised the previous government, and the previous government, refused to listen to them. Look at the kind of childish, statement. Look at the kind of childish statement being made by this group of hooligans. We don't know what's our time. So let's go to the line and start to take calls, folks. This morning, let's go to the line. Let's start to take calls. 0772-23-99-33, 0886-30-44-97. We go to the line. Let's go. Good. Hello.
Good morning, Koto.
Good morning. This is Newton.
Thank you, Newton. Thank you very much. Newton, I'm Spencer Mohammed, and I come from Popo Kono, Coastal Hill, White Town community.
Okay.
Newton, you won't have said better than what you said. And I just appreciate what else you said. You were speaking. Newton, that's the end result of having an octogenarian in power. The labor law of the Republic of Nigeria states that when you reaches the age of 60, you can be retired. But we have an 89 years old man who had no legacy in his life. They elected on represent lives. Today, those lives are hunting them down. Where are the jobs they boasted about? Where are the NGOs they talk about? Where are the we will work? Where are the work we talked about yesteryears? When President Weah was helping them and building our country. They were brave to tell them that development will eat, that road will eat, that education will eat, only to come out and be swimming in abject, or abject, ineptitude. It's very saddening. You say, President, we're built sour. Then you come to Clarendon, you plaster a road. Is this what you promised the Liberian people? For Sano, this is the end result of having a square peg in the round hole. He doesn't know the true arrow of that job. So at the end of the day, he will just turn to a bulldog and begin to bounce around here.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's wait. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. What's your name?
Yeah, thank you. I'm Emmanuel Infinite Junior. Ibrahim Kwasim William Pekin, 20 from District 2, Montreal country.
Yeah, Emmanuel, 1 minute. Go ahead. Go to the point.
Yeah, let me say thank you. You know, Liberians fall into a political accident. And it's affecting us too much. You know, we now have to take these people serious. A lot of Yeke Koruba, American, and these people. And so now I listen to people talking, say the top brother going to be good. And the people frustrated. They knew that what was going to happen. The party served for 40 some years, 12 years as vice president, and he said he was living all over the whole country. In your own thinking, he could manage. So the people knew what was going to happen. That's why when they get talking, say, I can celebrate. None of these guys didn't want to go into this problem. And everything they didn't say in the Liberian people will not take them serious and will never forgive them for it, except they come to the public.
All right, thank you so much. Let's go to the TV line. Good morning.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, what's your name?
Yeah, this is Lena Female calling from Boston City.
All right, let's hear you, Mark. 1 minute.
Yeah, my input on the composition they have the absolute concerning the justice minister, the ministry and the justice minister, all our more so start delaying the case here. Now I have to do it larger and go far away. Let's start delaying. Because no, just about I told you I'm going to buy and come to the boy. I'm going to buy get ready, get on. Now Joanne won't be here about the development of two things are going to die in my two children and they go to school. And because everything I go hard. Now we're sitting there with toffee. And then this Joanne it's for what I do. So go on the country I ever be certified in the country.
All right. Thank you. 1 minute. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, what's your name?
Thank you very much. Let me say good morning to you, my dear brother, and good morning to the King Heaven family.
What's your name?
Yes, for the brilliant work of doing the Liberian. Let me appreciate you guys. Let me appreciate you guys for
time, bro. Go to the point. Time.
Yeah, it's too long, but you're worth appreciating.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
But anyway, for the recognitions, I'm Pocket with Robert. And I joined you this morning from St. Morovia. You see, you said it very emphatically. And you were crystal clear to the point. Mr. Braka is not doing himself good. For you to say you're going at the level of envy on somebody that pay you gratitude, somebody that see you as a father, that apart from politics, they show you what we call loyalty. For you to pay them the kind of ingratitude, it's a chaos. Let's take consideration for that. Look at how drunk we have for the paper and even focus and look after the paper. But he was not just see how drunk we have look at the paper. Can you come all of our development at drunk we are constructed? Only because you envy we are. You don't want to see the miracle we are, and you are here, you are the original. You didn't do good to yourself with the brother. But I want to tell me the brother. For you to say you demolishing the
okay, let's go there. Let's go to the female line. Good morning.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, how are you? Let's hear you. Make your point.
Angeline calling from Marshall.
Angeline, let's hear you make your point. 1 minute.
Yeah, I called you yesterday, so I should call you today. I don't want to call you about the problem.
Yeah, so Angeline, let's talk about that after the show, please. Good morning. Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Yes, let's hear you.
My brother, let me say good afternoon to you and my brother in the United States. My name is Alvin Dana and I come from the UN draft. Well, my brother, let me appreciate this morning for talking, and also let me appreciate the Almighty God for pumping breath into all our voice to be heard. My brother, you see, then we must, we should look in the faces of the truth. They don't want to bring the problem into our left, but thank God they accept seeing the problem and brought into our left. It means nothing in their own left before I talk about our own left. So if they come here and saying their own government, they brought in saying the truth, I don't think we have to deviate from them. We should stand by them so the own government can know that they are in error for the time they came to live. Politics to be lying. They came to the presidency. They still want to be lying into the presidency until the people that are put into the power and they're getting tired with them. So we will join them and tell them that we are tired with them. So now I'll join their own government and saying it's the truth. The government upstairs shouting upstairs.
All right, thank you. Good morning.
Hello, brother.
I'm okay. What's your name?
My name is Ibrahim. I come from Christopher. Thank you for the show.
Yeah, go ahead.
These people, they are liars. You see, they promised to come rescue the country. They are.
Oh, he slipped off the line. I think we have another person right here. This person slipped off the line. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
What's your name?
I'm Coco from Kawa.
Yeah, let's hear you quickly. 1
This
minute.
the issue on the ground, I want to call the people to dignify them. Those people, those particular people that setting a PhD track. And also they say they want to be buried and other certain people. All the two that die. Maybe I know whether they will be buried them too. I don't know. Or after that, be buried it's different now. They say they come to the same PhD track, what is people die. But we the man brought that PhD track for reconciliation. They want to break it down. So I don't know where they will start to break it down. I don't know. But that man who to that information ministry, and you should all vote. I don't let you call his name, and you think that you not end this year. So you're telling when you see a time to start processing it.
Right. Thank you. So, folks, we have to go home. Let me see what I can get a word from Mr. Masale, and we wrap up right now. Mr. Masale, are you there? Mr. Masale? Mr. Masale? Oh, so we'll wrap up. We can get Mr. Masale. Time has called up with us. We have to go home. So, folks, this I would like to go home. Many thanks to all of you for your contribution. We appreciate all of you view. We hope to be here another time again on the program as we discuss some of those issues that are confronting Liberians and our country, Liberia, and some of those issues that are trending, and how can we find an amicable solutions to some of those problems so that we can be able to put our country on the right path and trajectory. Liberia is the only country we have, and we can never, and this is a country that we can never be deported. So we have a responsibility as a patriotic citizens to contribute to our country, to put our country on the right path and trajectory as compared to other countries in the world. So many thanks to all of you. I appreciate all of you views, all of our callers. So to those who may have tried, but we're not fortunate, I want you to keep trying. Never give up in life. Keep trying until your voice or those people's voices can be heard. My name is Newton Tukwa. We were joined by Mr. Aliyu Masale from the United States. Hope to be here next time with another splendid edition of the program Issues in the Society. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye. Good afternoon.
Ayo, 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 ayo.